Thank you. We'll get back. We'll not get back.
Okay, at this time, at 10:02, we're going to have this meeting in order. Before we get started, I'd like everybody to stand and I'll present a word of prayer and then we'll do the pledge of allegiance. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, again, we thank you for another beautiful day. I know it's cold outside, but your sun's shining, and we just praise you for that. Just thank you for another day of life in general, dear Lord. Just thank you for being with each one of us and touching our body. And Lord, we just pray that you just be with us in this meeting. We just pray that we do things that will benefit the citizens of the county and work together for the betterment of them. Dear Lord, we just thank you again for your Son that you give down on the cross, and we have everlasting life. We just praise you and thank you for that. Ask you to be with us, be with all the families coming into Thanksgiving season. Dear Lord, just help us to be thankful for what we got instead of what we don't have. And just pray that for ones that don't have much and even have much of the meal, we just pray you just bless those families as only we can. Ask this in your name. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got a couple, let's see, I've got a couple things here we need to add to the agenda before we get started, and we'll go ahead and make M, discussion of the monetary building, and I see we got Mr. Conley here from the Breathitt Wood Family Service. That'll be M. N is consideration and approval to pay the election board monthly. O is consideration of additional vendor claim list. Shirley's actually working on that. She's gonna bring it in here before we get to that. Just a few bills that need to be added to. And then P is it's going to be a motion to rescind the transfer of money from the road department to the general fund. General fund.
We not did it, we not done it yet.
No. So do we? I just figured we may need to. I wanted to kind of go over with,
We can go.
but we don't vote on it. Okay. Do you all have? Y'all have anything to add on to the agenda?
Chris will contact me about a new post driver.
Electric one.
Electric one,
State
the old-
30-something.
The old one, I reckon, is just massive. It takes 2 men to operate.
It takes one good man to run it. It's a brute.
So they're saying to purchase a new one of those. She sent me a price quote on one.
Yeah, I got it too, and I actually looked when we was down at, had a company down there, that done sign and pole and stuff. But that's something we can discuss, so just purchasing of a pole driver,
Yeah.
and it's a gasoline job. Okay, anything else, is that it, Q? Okay, then we'll make the adjourn.
What about our track speed?
It's already on here,
Take on that.
it's on the regular. Okay, first order of business is approve the minutes for the regular meeting of May 25th, 2021, special meeting June 3rd, 2021, special meeting June 24th,
Sorry.
2021.
Mr. Conley wanted to talk something, so,
Okay, we'll go ahead and put him up first, and
okay.
after we want to finish this up. I didn't know that. Special meeting of June 29th, 2021, special meeting July 7th, 2021, special meeting July 9th, 2021, special meeting July 14th, 2021, special meeting July 21st, 2021, regular meeting July 27th, 2021, regular meeting October 26th, 2021, special meeting November 2nd, 2021, special meeting November 10th, 2021. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
I think, I personally, I went over a few of them, and I ain't got to go over all of them myself.
Okay.
Is there any way?
I'm not either, we put them off.
next
Well,
meeting?
we put them off, and really, I think we just got about 2 or 3 that is actually legal. When one meeting is had, those minutes is, by the KRS, it's supposed to be approved next meeting, but I mean, if y'all wanna go over them, I ain't got any problem with that, I know. Or if you've got some that you've already went over and want to approve, we can do that. If you wanna just wait and do them all, we can do that too.
I think we'll just wait and do them all. Can we
Okay,
do that?
has everybody got a copy of the minutes to go over, then you got that right?
Yeah, they right in
Okay.
there.
Okay,
That's
we just go
okay.
ahead and, get down like a second. So at this time, I'll go ahead and move M to number 1 and let Mr. Conley go ahead and,
I didn't know that's what you're asking. Okay. I didn't know that you were going to talk to your neighbor. Okay.
is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Conley, go ahead and do what you've done, and I actually talked to, Brendan actually called me this morning. He has actually already put a contract together, but I think we need to, one thing I didn't ask you, Brendan,
Well, I've just got a draft. I mean, I
Right.
have one that we're trying to get ready for the 1st of November, but then Mr. Collins said they want to do some work on the building and
Right.
all that sort of stuff. So I just need to know specifics, and I'll have you at least together and start that.
and hopefully we can come up with that today and get it established. I think you want to try to move in with January 1st, is that my understanding?
That's where the contractor's already got
Okay.
and everything.
And we need to look at the building, if it's gonna be the whole building, half the building, I know when we do that, we have to go by the appraisers. Do we go by the appraiser's value that they estimate to rent the building?
You don't have to. No, you
Don't
don't
have
have
to.
to, but you can. I mean,
Okay,
it's best if you do.
right.
'Cause you
So
got-
I didn't know, I know we had to discuss that the other day, it kind of was just thrown up, and, half the building, I'd like to see something else done with it, I don't know how much you need, so you just go ahead and tell what you need, and then we'll work off whatever
We're
you,
probably gonna need the whole building.
okay,
We're gonna put 6 bunk rooms in
okay,
it. We're trying to get up to a 3 crew staffing if we can.
How's I know they're working on it right now, but how's it going?
Talked to the air conditioning people out there yesterday, they're supposed to be done yesterday, you see. The contractor hasn't started on the actual.
building. I don't think anybody has, well, you sent somebody over there, or did you take a contractor over there with you, you gotta give him an idea of what you're looking
Yeah,
at?
I think you got to, so.
And I think that's another thing we need to discuss, are we gonna do the renovation and still do that? I think we got several things that we need to discuss, so you know and we know, what we're up to. So if you want the whole building, I mean, that's another thing that, I looked at half of it, but I mean, we'll work through and try to do whatever we can, and,
So you talked to the contractor and he pretty much,
Yeah, he
y'all
can,
discussed what needed to be done?
yeah, he can do the 6 bunk rooms, 2 showers, and that's basically what we need to start with.
And the renovation of the bathroom. The renovation of the bathroom.
Yeah.
yeah, it's got little kids come home and do
Is that something you gotta pay for or we pay for?
Well,
That's something we never discussed,
We
that's what we need to,
never discussed it.
we need to try to get a discussion going, or at least get a discussion and sit down and, sit down with the owner.
Just as a
Yeah,
basis,
Do you know what kind of price that
I have
the
no,
construct,
do you
About
know?
12,000.
without it, what, built right? I think we just need to get these figures together and sit down and look at it, and look what he has offered, 1,000 a month, and then look at what, monthly, think you should, rent for, and cut it, because, I mean, July 1st, I mean, January 1st, it's gonna be here before you know it, that's yeah, it's gonna be here. But, and if we need to do this, if it's gonna be us, we need to go ahead and get with the contractor and get him go ahead, or if they gonna do it.
I just need to know how much of the property is subject to the lease, if it's gonna be all the property, with the real estate that surrounds the building, or if it's just gonna be a section of it. Who's gonna maintain it, or you guys gonna be responsible for
I said,
cutting
we
grass,
would
stuff like
probably
that?
maintain it.
What's the acreage, I mean, that goes all the way out to the nursing home on the backside, then goes all the way over to the
I
hospital.
don't know, I haven't in some time.
So I'm sure you will wanna try to keep all that up, keeping grass
All we
cut.
would need was where the blacktop goes around the building, and that will be the back there.
And then from there to the lake, y'all keep the grass and stuff cut and maintained, or is that something you want us to do?
But I can just look into put a fence back there. Back there.
Okay, so you just want what fenced in pretty much,
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Is that something we need to kind of get together and discuss and figure up, everything, or you all want to try to do that in the meeting, or maybe hang around after the meeting and try to put some figures together so we can get with Mr. Conley today? I mean, we really ain't got time to waste,
They submit you an estimate on it, man.
The formal estimate, I talked to Darren, and he's actually a stump
Verbal?
bug. Yeah, verbal right now, he's a stump bug, he said he'd get it typed up since midday.
he pretty, I think what he's done for us, he pretty much, when he asked us, I've never seen a change order. I think on the screw one time, we ended up having to buy more screws or something.
Yeah,
I mean, he's always been
yeah,
down money on this. So let's just, have you got anything else you want to say, Mr. Conley?
yeah, and it may even, affect on those renovations and stuff. After last month, I don't think y'all indulge me and let me speak to these
You will.
this often. Been a preacher for 40-some years, don't get this nervous, when I get like this, it makes me nervous. I don't know why I did that.
And just calm down, you'll be all right.
Just bear with me. Back in probably February, there was a federal plan that was put in place, I think in February, March, called the American Rescue Plan, ARP. The year before, I'll just start moving on. But anyway, the year before, there was a lot of COVID relief money put out there in the form of a CARES program and a PPP program, payroll protection program, which we got involved and we followed all this stuff. But when this American ARP plan came out, it was to go to the local governments. We couldn't even apply for it. But in watching that and listening to the news and keeping up with it, it said it was for recovery plans to rescue small businesses, also to infrastructure, vital, essential services for county. So I feel that we are a vital service in Breathitt County. I feel like we've established a good reputation. We've been here for a little over 2 years now. We're doing our average for this year, and these numbers are just off the top of my head. This is my report I get every month. This specific to Breathitt County. We got Breathitt County, we have operations in Clark, but this is specific. We have an average of 234 runs per month during Breathitt County. That's billable runs, which you know we are based on what we can bill and what we can collect. We've been collecting an average for this year of $404 cash per billable run. Which, you know, you get an ambulance bill, it's gonna be way up there. But it's like if you get a hospital bill, it's gonna be way up there. But we don't get all that money that we bill for. We're running an average right now, $404 per month in Breathitt County. We run an average of 23, what is this dry runs per month, which is 270, which goes up to 276 per year, dry run, which in my mind is public service runs. And somebody falls out of bed or falls out of a chair, they're not injured, but they need somebody to get them back in bed. We do an average of 23 of them per month. If there was paying runs at $400 a month, that would be almost $10,000 a month of public service that we do for dry runs, we call them. We go out, we help somebody up, pat them on the back. They go back to bed, they get back in their chair, we go on our way. About $10,000 a month worth of that. We cover the football games and local events at no charge to nobody. Some more public service stuff. There is a big challenge in EMS. And the big challenge is back about 5 or 6 years ago, the State Regulatory Committee decided that paramedics need to go through a college instead of through a training center, which is a 2-year program, which costs you the same as becoming a 2-year RN. Paramedic pay is not nothing close to what RN pay is. So they have been very few people that have been taking part of these paramedic programs. So we have a drastic shortage of paramedics, especially here in Eastern Kentucky, but all of Kentucky really. And so everybody is competing. Everybody is competing for these paramedics, EMTs, EMTAs, which is pricing between the EMT basic and the paramedics. Don't want to bore you with a whole lot of detail, but everybody's competing for this workforce that's out there. And there's also a lot of free money, and people just not wanting to work. Everybody's wanting to hire people. But in order to staff an ambulance, there's got to be 2 people on there. They've got to be one that can drive and one that can work the back. So in order to have a reliable ambulance service, you've got to have a reliable workforce. I've raised the price on what we pay paramedics, $5 an hour this year alone. We went from $15 an hour to $20 an hour. Now, I did get a little creative in the lights raise, and I tied it to a workers' incentive plan. You show up for work for a month, you get the $2 extra. I give them a $3 raise, but the $2 extra. If you show up for work for a month, you get $2 extra on the air for that month. It's a bonus workers' incentive plan. We've done pretty good. We've beefed up our staffing here in Breathitt County somewhat. I told Mr. Family back in June, I said, we want to spend more money than what we're bringing in for a while. I said, there's a program out there, and I'm going to do my best to talk the fiscal court into giving us part of this money out of this program that's coming from federal money, because places like Perry County, I think they've got ambulance tax, or they've got a tax they do without their general fund, whatever, but it's tax money. Morgan County has about $300,000 a year out of tax money that they get to support their ambulance service. We support our ambulance service on run fees and management. Just got where last night I may have a paramedic that's leaving Morgan Perry County. We need some help from the physical court, and I'm not asking for any general fund money, I'm not asking for any taxes to be put on the people. But I would like, I know this ARP money comes in 2 payments. You drop one payment, you get another one. This is money that's going to be allocated over 4 years. It's been over 5, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I follow this pretty close.
It's over sure to 2024 when it goes through this first batch.
I follow this pretty close, so what I would propose, it costs us for the highest level ALS truck, it costs us about $39,923 a payroll plus 30%, which is your insurances, your fuels, and all that stuff. We run it based on volume. But if my volume is 150 runs this month, I've still got to have the same payroll, the same insurance, my expenses all stay the same. If my volume is at the average of 234 next month, sure, I've got more cash coming in from another revenue, but I've lost out the month before. So we've got a real high fixed expense. Basically, if we do less run, we use less fuel, but that's a very small part of it. The insurance stays the same, the payroll stays the same. I've got to have people there 24/7, 365 days a year, whether we make any run or not. We got to be able to make it run. Some days we need everything we've got, some days we can get by with it, but you still got to have it, because you never know. Our average cost for operating Breathitt Field has been about $99,807 per month. And our average revenue per month is about $99,250, which is about $500 short. We've not spent that much money ever every time, because we've not had three, we try to keep two ALS trucks on all the time, and a BLS truck. But it's real close to what our cost is. We can't improve and buy new equipment. Last month we shared $10,000 for the one piece of equipment that costs us about 30. KB, the state gives us $10,000, we put 20,000 in to buy that piece of equipment, which is probably good for 7 or 8 years. So I went to figuring on this, and over a 2-year period, because I figured this money's coming in two lump sums over a 2-year period. I'm not asking for a big lump sum of money right now, but I would like to have a lump sum of money put into an account for EMS, and then I would like to draw from it each month. And what I would like to do is base it on $30,000 a month, which would be $720,000 of ARP money, put into account to be used over 3 years. As long as we do a good job, keep a good reputation, and serve the people of Breathitt County, we will serve about 2,800 people this year. 2 years' time, we'll serve about 5,600 people. We will do about 276 public service runs per year, and I would like to have that money to offset this cost that we have until we can build even. I would like to even get more people if I can do something else, get creative and find some way to find more paramedics and EMTs. I would like to have 3 trucks on duty in Breathitt County at all times. We've had several times this year that the hospital has run on diversion. Everything we pick up has to go to Hazard or Morgan County ARH. That takes time. If you just got 2 trucks, you've got 2 runs, you have a commission for a while. So we want to beef it up, and I would like to put I've talked to Matt, and he's talked to some people, and it is, I think, pretty much legal for us to do it this way. They put a account out there, and I would not expect you to give Breathitt with EMS $720,000, and just to go out there and do what we wanted to do. I expect us to kind of performance based, like I'm doing my big performance based. You show up for work, you do the job, we'll pay you for it. So that's the proposal. And with this proposal, if I could get this extra money to where we're making some profit, I would care to pay for the renovations of the building. So that's what I'm ready to do.
Okay, I think as far as trying to go ahead and try to work things out right now, I think that's something we need to, after a week or so, to sit down and look. I know this ARPA money, this ARPA money is federal money, it has got some strict guidelines. Right now, to me, what black and white is water and sewer projects. And then I know we've got problems in different parts of the county with our internet service and stuff. I think, you know, and I really do. And as far as what you're saying, I mean, I don't dispute that, but did you get the chance to talk? I know their 911 service, but we had a couple from Credit came down.
Yeah.
Kind of went over some stuff. If you want to kind of.
Mr. Conley actually approached me, I guess the last meeting, before we went to our conference, just a few days before. So I did have a chance to ask Rich and some of the people that were there with the ARPA funds, if this would be something that could be possible. And they said, you know, obviously it has to go through the ARPA panel. You know, they got a big committee that sit down and talk about it. But there is a clause in there, that Mr. Conley said, that says we can help private businesses as we see fit, and as they see fit. So there is a clause in there that would make it doable.
Has anybody that you know of in the county has applied for that? Was this the meeting that you went in at the round table in the 2.5? I didn't go into that meeting.
Yeah.
Probably should have, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's like I said, most of you're right about the straightforward right now. Most of they've been improving is the water lines, broadband.
Yeah, water lines, sewer, broadband. I mean,
Yeah, but there are some things they're branching out and doing. One of them actually item I on the agenda. Some other people have been doing, but that is something that was brought up and discussed, and they just said that it's at our discretion first. If we think it's a good cause, then we can present it to the ARPA panel, and if the ARPA panel thinks it's still a good cause, then they
And
can.
they can approve it, not approve it.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, this is kind of like the COVID money, but it's got more stipulation on it. I know Curry
It's a
County,
lot more strict than.
they were gonna do a water project, but he told him he needed tobacco to do it with and keep it up. He just knew it was gonna happen, but that didn't happen. They wouldn't let him use that federal money, and it was just a master grant to buy the backhoe to keep the water line maintained. They wouldn't do that, you know. So, I mean, and I don't know who the panel is or how many it's made up of, but anything we come up with, we would need to take it from them to make sure it's legit. So, Mr. Conley, if I got my figures down here right, you said you operated on $99,780, and it was around $500 shortfall
Yeah.
a year, so it's around $6,000 that you actually going backwards to some point, I guess.
Well, that's just at cost.
Right.
At cost. You
Right.
know, we can't stay in business at cost, and we can't improve the business at cost.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, somebody can check it, but I'm pretty sure that the Morgan County Fiscal Court appropriated $500,000 for their ambulance service.
And this is something we can talk to, they actually own their ambulance
They actually
service?
own the ambulance service.
So
They have-
them and Lee County and,
and
well, you got Brecken now,
And they also
Curry
get,
County owns theirs.
they also get, when I was the director there in 2014, they got over $250,000 in tax money each year for their ambulance service. And we have to compete for the workforce. That's the biggest challenge right now is.
I think that's everybody's trouble right now, is workforce.
Is trying to
Everybody
get-
wants the money, but they don't wanna work.
It's so, there's such a shortage of paramedics in Kentucky, that whoever's paying these paramedics, they can leave here today and they'll be working before they get.
And
Two,
that's what's
three
gonna
hours
happen,
down the road.
that's what's gonna happen,
So we have tried to juggle it, and we've got it to where,
give some incentives.
so where we're holding our own right now. I would like to see us be able to improve it, but it's gonna take money to do it.
Okay.
And the surrounding counties have got, general fund money, they've got tax monies, you know, some of the surrounding places. This is an opportunity for the fiscal court to help us without it, putting a tax on the people or without taking any money out of the general fund.
How big is Breckville's footprint right now? How far, what's your area?
The whole county.
County.
Is our county,
All
Wolf
of
County?
Wolf County and then part of Clark
No,
County?
that is on a different license.
Oh, okay.
Man, and I keep all that figure separate.
But our county, you completely covered the whole thing, I know you and
Yeah,
what's there.
we're doing probably 90% of, I mean, I get a detailed report every month, telling me how many runs, how many drive runs, how much cash we
How much did that hurt your income base when Watts actually started when y'all started sharing? Yeah, I think y'all share
Probably
50/50 now,
Well,
or not?
that did not work.
Okay.
You want an update on that? Do you have time for an update
You
on that?
can, let's do it after the meeting, if you think right after the
Okay,
meeting.
yeah, I can, now.
Because I don't think we can hardly, we can't take these numbers and make a motion to do something without more footwork and stuff, and, but if you'll hang around, that'd be
Yeah,
fine, we try to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions you wanna ask him now, or just wait after the meeting? Thank you, Tommy. First, let's go back up to A, then consideration and approval of appropriation revenue condition report, we have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Donnie Bush, Roy Darrell, Ray Moore,
Aye.
Bill Changer. Motion carried. Consideration and approval of October 2021 financial statement.
Motion.
Second.
Roy Darrell, Ray Moore,
Aye.
Bill Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush.
Aye.
Consideration and approval of October 2021 Justice Center Corporation Fund Report.
Second.
Ray Moore,
Aye.
Bill Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell. Roy Darrell. Motion carried. Consideration and approval of fund activity report.
Motion.
Second.
Bill Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell, Ray Moore.
Aye.
Consideration budget transfer bank number 05-002. Do we have a motion on it?
Second.
Was that you, Bill?
Yeah.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Roy Darrell? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Ellis Changer? Motion carries. Consideration approval of interfund transfer match number 05-001.
Before we vote on that, I need to amend that one. We got a bill in yesterday that, is from the jail, regional jail in Perry County, and, it was pretty much a double bill. They didn't bill us last month, so they sent it this month, which means we're gonna have a lot more jail expense. So instead of it being 40,000 to jail, I actually need that to be 70,000 to jail to cover
Both months.
both months. So it'll be a
So the
total
budget transfer will be a total of what?
of 80,
80?
10 for LGEA and 70 for the jail.
Okay, with that amendment, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Roy Darrell? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Ellis Changer?
Aye.
Motion carries. Consideration of budget, approval of budget amendment 2021 BA-002. Have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roy Darrell? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Ellis Changer?
Aye.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Motion carries. Consideration approval of payment of all legal vendor claim bills.
We got a question to those on,
Okay, which bill?
let's see. Invoice 120435, Washington County Fire Department. Amount 176318, Labyrinth Mac. Is that the,
Go.
Charlotte?
Yes,
I haven't seen that one.
let me go get it.
And another one's on the, amount of,
I said that was on Watts.
Washington County. Says program support, I just want to know if that was,
And did you get a chance to get with Tim and?
is that a payment for that or what?
No, the payments are made through a different fund. It was up in their claims. For the insurance, that's just on a different separate thing.
So it's the only bill you need is
What's
Watts?
paying?
It says Washington County Public Entity Insurance Corporation. That was bill.
Public entity, usually just pay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they won't be, that should be, is that on the vendor claim list you got on?
Right.
Shouldn't be on there. Under general,
Yeah. BO number 3932.
public entity, Washington County Fire Department.
It's in the new one, traffic signs, what's that for?
The plates, the big green plates.
Right.
No, is it, did we get those?
I didn't hear what you
The
said.
new one,
Like
like
the
the
traffic signs?
traffic sign.
Oh,
Road signs, right.
yeah, 30, that is something Chris ordered, that is these, 911 signs.
Okay.
And she said something about poles, but I didn't see no poles on that invoice, I went through that this morning. That's actually gonna be on this list here, was it 350849? If it was, that's for the poles, I bet this is for the signs.
It says roadside.
38,
brackets,
52.
and roadside sheeting.
Okay, we got two different invoices, and we got another invoice for
It's about 60.
350849. I think you just about flew around running completely out of postage, and actually when we were down there, I was talking to who we used to get a post from, and he told Chris he was trying to work a deal out, but she had got them from somewhere else at, $3 or $4 cheaper than what he's pricing for, and that must have been this new one, sign, so, what you Charlotte brings that one bill in, and I don't, you don't even have that bill for 350849 in your packet, do you?
No.
That's something, do you care to reach up, read it?
Why?
Make a copy of the bill for that's 350849, that's for the green road sign. It's got 3 or 4 different.
She got a bill,
She got the bill, it's on the one that I gave her yesterday to
3508?
add on. at $3,508.49, due and signed. I feel like about the one that, Donnie showed me, what's the amount on one that you,
Watts County,
It's under public entity.
oh, well, I was in the wrong place.
It's under public entity.
176318.
You let me see what you have. PO number 3932. Wonder if that's the insurance claim they added on.
That is an add-on.
That is, that ain't,
It's
that ain't the new ambulance they just got. is it?
It was a change to the, policy. I have
That's what I was
seen that.
thinking.
It was a change of something, I can't remember what they changed, and it added a little bit more fees.
That was the insurance on that different vehicle, wasn't it?
I can't remember exactly. I remember there was a deduction and an addition.
Yeah. They took one off and added another one on.
I remember it now, but I can't remember exactly what it's for.
Is that
Yeah, that.
strictly the fire department or the ambulance service?
That's what I can't remember.
Well, we haven't always done the insurance, on them, but we still need to get with them and get them to pay their part on the ambulance service. But that's what that's for, I remember seeing it now. That was exchange on, took one off and added another one on it, shorted the cost of the ambulance. Let's go ahead and jump on down to the next one and come back to this when she comes. Can we do that?
Yeah.
The next thing is discussing the premium pay through ARPA. I didn't get what Matt asked him what premium
Premium
pay
pay.
is that you was talking about.
I said that was something that they're letting people do with the ARP money right now. It's
Okay, so that's
pretty
what
much-
you just pretty much discussed, what you've done and we
Yeah, we talked about it. I actually was sitting there with the board for the CACPO Association, which is the treasurers. I had some, we remember why you're doing it.
Yeah, that was a
You
good
just want
one.
to gave it to me.
I remember that you lived.
Okay, since we got it, let's go ahead and take care of this.
It's
What-
ambulance.
The one that you asked about, Donnie, was the one that they took the vehicle off and put another one on, and that was the
It's an
additional
ambulance.
amount for it. That was an ambulance,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
is, yeah.
I thought it was. And then this other one, well, that ain't the one you're looking at. What was the other one that you asked about? 38 something, another
Took
Donnie?
off a ambulance GLS and added on
On
a
the sign,
Yeah,
Chevy 358.
one amount was $5,235.29 for, it said road signs, youth channel and brackets. The other amount was $1,254
There,
for road signs and sheeting.
I'll leave it there.
Total of $64.89.29.
okay. So one bill is for you got 4 rolls of the tape to make the sign, and then this other, it was $5,235 was the bracket that goes on top, the degree bracket that goes on top, 10 foot, okay, that was 3,600 was a postage that she ordered. She got 200 of those, and freight shipping was $456.18. And then,
Road sign.
yeah, the road sign, she got a 10-foot one. We won't even discuss this bill here, because this is additional add-on. So here's the invoice if you want to look at it, Donnie, but that's what you had asked about. It's for poles and brackets and
That's all, that's all.
traffic sign and tape and decal. So that's what's on the vendor claim list part of this. So do we have a motion to go ahead and pay?
But on the other, the Watts County,
That was the 1,700, that's where they took the one ambulance off and added the new one on.
are we gonna continue to pay this, or are we?
Oh, we always have the insurance, but what we need to get from what's part of their card is the money for the ambulance service. They need to reimburse us back for that.
This
We've always
will be
kept-
added into.
We've always kept the insurance up on all the fire departments, but, wait a minute.
That's for ambulance,
This is the ambulance.
That's for ambulance.
Yeah, for ambulances.
So this will be added on to the total that we're asking back.
Yeah, this will be part of their money. What you got on there, you got on there for
1760.
program support, but their program support don't include their ambulances. This will be something that Matt will add to the
So we need
previous
to take,
bills that they owe.
basically, we need to take this off the claim list, right?
Actually, we need to pay it and let them reimburse us back how we've done it in the past, right, Matt?
Yeah, then they've not done it for a while.
Well, I mean, are we, what's our policy? Well, are we gonna continue to pay it, or are we gonna,
Well, I
collect the
think
money
it's just
they
a
owe, or
matter,
what?
I think it's just a matter of getting with them and giving them the amount and then writing us a check.
I ain't gonna deal with it.
What amount did you come up with? I know we threw a number out there last time, was it $30-some thousand dollars? 35 or 38?
Yeah.
And this year would be additional on top of it, it's,
We don't pay your ambulance service if it's gone.
No.
no, we don't, and we don't pay their ambulance service either. They have just, neglected to pay or get caught up, but it may be because we haven't sent a bill. But we sent some invoices out, it ended up in Texas or something, I don't know.
Yeah, they're billing companies out here.
It's just not even around here, right now.
I see if I can get Tim to come in and talk to us, to the office.
If we keep, what I'm saying, that's what I'm trying to pay, if we keep paying
Well, you want-
these invoices.
Okay, so
bills will be
what
bigger.
you're saying, go ahead and make a motion and leave that ambulance bill out, let them go ahead and take care of it
That'll work.
as of now, and then, let them get caught up on what we've already paid out. Okay. So that'll be the motion, in payment of all legal bills except for the 16, what was the exact?
17, 63, 18.
Got too many papers here.
What would
Give me that amount again, 17.
17, 63, 18.
What would be better off just leave it on there and add it to the 30 grand they owe us? Or not?
Well, if this truck makes a run right now,
Huh?
if that truck makes a run, we need to pay the insurance on it.
Oh, yeah, and they just got that back action.
They're gonna have to park it.
Then they would fall back on
I
us.
mean, leverage on get on the back. And they don't have to park it. We don't pay for the insurance.
Yeah, we'd have to bring a check in today, but I mean, then it's gonna take 3 or 4 days to get coverage on it. I really think probably the best thing to do is what you just said, is go ahead and make that payment, add it to them, and go ahead and get them to come in and either get caught up on the invoices.
It's up to you guys, but if we don't pay that, ain't gonna have insurance.
We'll be psyched out there and have an accident or something, and then they say you all had a chance to pay it in the court meeting and didn't do it, and we have done that in the past, I mean, ever since they've been an ambulance service, but we just need to make sure they reimburse us back for what they've done.
I think you wanna get it.
So you want to go ahead and make a motion and leave, just leave that on there, Ray, is that what your motion is?
I would, and just let Matt get in contact with them today and get that took care of. Like you say, if it was out of record or something, we had to leave.
Yeah, if we didn't know nothing about it, it'd be different, but we did know about it, I mean, it would fall back on. Okay,
But then we're not liable for it. That's what we discussed last week.
well, we'll be brought up, their name will be brought up, and I mean,
Does that, Mr. Miller?
The last meeting, Brandon stated that they would be, they would still be liable, we would not. We're a third party, we're.
we would be issued in lawsuits, but I mean, it's not,
So
Yeah, if they're the ones that are negligent, they're going to be the ones trying to respond.
So if we don't pay this invoice, there, we're not liable, what you're saying.
Well, they'll get sued.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, everything's done,
we would
but
get
that's,
sued,
I mean,
you're
that's
right.
up, that's, I'll tell you, my opinion would be that the person who has actually committed the negligence is the person that is responsible. However,
That would probably be,
that doesn't stop going up the ladder, and and if you didn't act, then you're probably not, I would think.
so I'm gonna go ahead and,
Plus, you have sovereign immunity as a county,
right.
and there's a lot of things you have.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make a motion, consideration and approve payment of all vendors claim lists that Matthew get with, Wash Park here at the fire department.
Today.
And, yeah, today, and go ahead and, get the collection process started up for, not just the 17, but, for the other 35, or whatever it is. So Ray has made that in motion, we have a second.
Second.
Roy Darrell. Ray Moore.
Aye.
Bill Changer.
Aye.
Donnie Bush.
No.
Motion carries. Get back to kind of ARPA thing, we've kind of hit on it twice, so, I think we just need to try to sit down with Conley and see
Oh, no, this is different.
what he did. So this is a different thing that we're gonna talk about
This
this all.
is different, yeah. Premium pay
You what
is,
now?
premium pay is what they're calling it.
Okay,
It's just basically where the court can vote to give, they said, pay for people that had to work through the pandemic. Pretty much like hazardous pay for anyone
okay,
that worked.
this is what we've been talking about, we're trying to give employees that end up working $1,000 and,
Well, it's up to you guys, how much you give them, honestly. The the limit's pretty high, but most counties have been doing just $1,000 across the board. That's what other people in the state have been doing.
Okay, here's what my question is, if we do that, do we go ahead and take each individual and add their taxes that we cut in, where they would get $1,000?
You can do it either way. You can say pay them, either way you want to do it. You can say $1,000, tax it, they'll get 700 some of it, and then we'll take the 200 some and send it to like a payroll check into their taxes. Or you can figure out $1,000, see what would be cut out of it, separate that off into a separate invoice.
I think they deserve it. I mean, if we're gonna give them $1,000 bonus for working through what we worked through, I think we ought to, and everybody to be a little bit different on their taxes and, figure up the tax amount and,
It's
Should
not,
be
it's not
should be the
limited
same.
to one time, whatever we decide to do, whatever figure it is, it's not limited to one time payment. I mean, we could go
No,
back
no,
next
no.
month and pay them
More.
whatever.
more.
Technically,
Right. I mean, it's not.
And this is something, is this something that if we decide to do, that we need to send to the ARPA board and let them
yeah, I like to
approve it? But I don't want to do it and say, oh, no,
It's being approved. If we decide to do it today,
Have you known any county that have done this?
about 20 of them.
Kind of scattered out, man. It's not,
I mean, it's just,
for tax purposes and a lot of other reasons, you know what I'm
There
saying?
any way you can squeeze the magistrates and the judges in on it?
no elected official.
We nailed it.
I tried, but I
Can't
asked.
get none over
But I think it is worth looking at and let Matt, send in to, and let him figure up if everybody get $1,000, see what their taxes gonna be, so they're actually getting $1,000 in money.
How many employees are we talking about?
About 30.
30,
You look $35,000.
Out of 1,250,000.
53, I think, yeah. But like I say, we would need to send this in to make sure that they would adjust it, clarify it in the same way
It's a-
the comment, whatever we send in.
It's a ton
whatever.
of paperwork.
Yeah.
It is a lot. I'd be, probably said 2 inch binder down there.
So if somebody want to make a motion to go ahead and let Matt check about making sure that all 35 employees get $1,000 and we take care of the taxes and
About 500.
make sure we can do that.
About 500.
I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out. I mean, the number that I heard was 1,000.
That's just what most people, I mean, you can do anything like Donnie's saying, I'll tell you, the limit's 25,000.
Right.
I say just give them 25.
But,
I say you absolutely correct.
Y'all agree?
but most counties,
So go ahead and
That way
put this
just-
in a motion.
that way
We
you
know
just go
what-
ahead and retire.
We know what it is.
so
and,
you just want me to look into the process and a total,
That's probably the best thing to do. When you say instead of
Yeah.
saying 500 or 1,000, look and see and make sure it's legit. And if we give them 1,000, we may not be, say one of them taxes $248, another one $308.
it should be across the board the same, because everybody gets taxed.
That's what I say,
right?
maybe when you look into that, if we're gonna give $1,000 or $500, whatever it is,
Bonus money.
we need to, I don't think you can call it bonus money, I think that.
No, you said that's a dirty word, you know?
Person lady, don't say
I
that.
said that.
I just talked to Mr. Miller here.
So, you wanna go ahead and make a motion to have Matt go ahead and check into it and see,
I make
see
that
what
motion.
it is?
Second. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, the motion is to have Matt look into the premium pay through the, and,
To do this, get longer.
and instead of saying $500 or $1,000 a month, just let him check and then come back to us and then we'll have another meeting to discuss it. Ray has made the motion. Did you second that, Ellen?
Yeah.
Roy Moore? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Hill Century?
Aye.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Consideration approval of the annual incentive training to Matthew Hudson. Okay, this is his incentives. He got his 40 hours in. $1,093.24 for his first unit. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Is that your motion, Ray?
Yes.
Ellis Cantor,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell, Ray Moore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Consideration and approval and reimbursement for Donnie Bush, Ray Moore, Chris Friday, Bill Cole, Roy Darrell, and Matthew Hudson for training related expense. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Your name on there,
Everybody but me.
Did I not say? Oh,
You
well,
gotta
see,
drive.
El? You're on
You gotta drive some.
You're on there, though.
You're done.
you know, we ain't got his name written down here, but you were down there at the training.
Yeah, but it didn't drive, it didn't give me no receipt.
Oh, okay, that is said for, okay.
The receipts for,
Okay, Ray Moore's made the motion, do we have a second?
turn the over receipts in you want.
Second.
No problem getting you.
Yellow Stitcher,
I guess.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell, Ray Moore. Motion carries. The next thing on here is this, I got Calvin's name is liver abatement, me and he kind of told me a little bit about it the other day, but I'm gonna let him go ahead and, we've got people that's picking up his trash, and some of them is wanting to do it to try to buy Christmas gifts and stuff. This don't end until December 31st, right, Calvin?
Correct.
But what his proposal is, these ones that turn their hours in to go ahead and get paid when they turn their receipts in for what roads they picked up, so they can go ahead and get paid and buy Christmas gifts or whatever. And I don't know if I'm saying it just right.
That's pretty much it, you know, basically what we're doing with our litter abatement is we decided to do the Trash for Cash program. And we can pay the nonprofits up to $100 per mile for picking up a mile of roadway. So we've got several groups that's out there doing that. I know that, like Judge Noble said, some of the groups want to use it for Christmas presents for the church kids. And by the time our next meeting, I guess we need to vote, and like I said, whenever they turn that bill in, that I want to make sure that we can get them paid in plenty of time to get their presents and do what they need to do with the money. The actual end, as far as the state, is December 31st. And like I said, the way the meeting falls, everything, I just want to go ahead and be able to pay them what we owe, you know, before Christmas somehow.
Could you
How
explain
much
what
litter and abatement money do you have, Calvin?
What's that now?
Your litter and abatement money, how much do you have? to
We'll
spend?
have plenty left over to send back probably, but we can get it again for 2001, but, we've got, what is it, Matthew, 29,000, something like that?
I think we.
Right now, we have $20,063.71 left.
Yeah,
Could you explain where the actual money come from, Calvin, and how you come about with that?
the litter abatement money, that comes from the state as a grant every year. We get approximately $30,000. I mean, it's ranged from like 27 to 31 or 32, so approximately $30,000. In the past, you know, the employees have always done the litter pickups, but the state's changed their policy on that, so last minute, we decided to do the cash for trash, and that's what we're trying to do.
Have you had a lot of participation, a lot of different?
Not as much as I'd like, no. We've had, you know, probably 4 or 5 groups, you know, and I know there's a lot of other groups out there that could use that money.
And that's something I'd like to make known. I think maybe some people still don't know what's available, but if they got a youth group, ball team,
Right.
any nonprofit, they need to contact, either my office or get a hold of Calvin Slum and, take advantage of this. Again,
Right, and that's $100 per mile,
both sides.
and that mile means both sides. They can't go a mile up, a mile back, get paid for 2 miles. You know, you gotta get both sides for that. whole
And our
mile.
next meeting would also be past Christmas, it would be December 28th, so
Right.
we'll just try to do the next meeting.
Let's just go, we can go ahead and, authorize payment for litter abatement program upon receipt of invoices.
There you go.
That's
That's what we need to do.
I'll make that motion.
Going over quick, Donnie Bush, Ray Moore,
Aye.
Ella Changer, Donnie Bush, whatever.
Thank you, Jim.
What about the dumps, Calvin?
Open up.
Open dumps?
Well, right now, the dumps that we didn't get done last year, a lot of the materials kind of rotted things, and I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to count them. We have to get them re-looked at from the state, where the time has been so long from the first time that they were looked at.
And I went out and looked at some of them, and like I said, I don't know if they'll re-qualify or not. Materials rotten, they're actually looking better than, you know what I'm saying, when stuff lays long enough, it kind of deteriorates, and we have to have at least 2 cubic yards to be considered a dump, and most of them, the ones that we were looking at, is down to probably a pickup load now, so.
See a lot of new ones out there,
Yeah, they're
Those
starting
need
to
to be turned in. I'm surprised I
And it'll
didn't
be
have, I didn't
getting-
have one turned in to me.
it'll be getting worse with, you know, like I said, we're gonna have to try to figure out something on the enforcement, you know.
I think what saved a lot of it too was when we had a cleanup up there and people had flooded stuff. I think they did take time to
But
take it up there and drop it off versus throwing it out.
we're kind of too late a year for 21, you know, you're talking about.
I think it's a
Right,
matter
we're
of,
not, we're gonna have some money to have sent back at the end of 2021,
but now Calvin's also got a real good relationship with Lisa, and she actually backed up on this liver baby stuff, and she may approve some, but like I say, some of them probably.
well, we'll have to send back what we don't spend for 2021, but I feel confident we will get the full amount again for 2022. And what we need to do for 2022 is instead of waiting till the fall, once winter's over and things start greening out, I think we ought to do maybe a month of litter pickup around April and May or something, and then do
Hopefully we can have a spring
some
cleanup this
more in the
year.
fall, maybe.
We either pay for it or have to pay
Maybe.
for it.
Maybe you can look at this year and spend all that money, because they don't
Yeah.
like, they don't like
Well,
for you to send that money back.
One thing this year, there was two things really. It was the flood that we had and then the
Yeah.
COVID. I mean, it turned everything upside down. Still got roads and stuff that need to be worked on. And
Well, the liver money, like I said, they, you know, I've been doing this for 18 years, and they've always let the employees do it. But they've had some counties that were, you know, spending $5,000 or $6,000 per mile and turning in like 1 or 2 bags of garbage. So, you know, one bad apple runs the barrel for everybody.
Who monitors these groups? Is that you're doing it now?
I'm doing that.
You
And
do
whenever
that?
they tell me that a road is picked up, I'll drive out there and make sure that I don't see. I know you're gonna find a few things thrown back out, but I can tell the difference between fresh litter and stuff that's been there for a long time.
But our county wasn't on the county that's abusing the system.
No, sir. No, sir. Our county has always been excellent. I'm proud to say that. So it's-
Okay, thank
It
you.
wasn't our county.
Thank you, Calvin. And
Thank you.
like I say, if we got some more work groups, some groups out there, all team, church groups, be sure and contact my office, get with Calvin.
And if you all
Try to
want
take
to
advantage of this cash.
talk to any people you all know, any groups, nonprofits, your church groups, you know, cheerleaders, Boy Scouts, any kind of, as long as they're a nonprofit group, there's still
Okay.
time.
Okay, let's move on along. Then M has already been discussed with Mr. Connolly and the monitoring building. Next is consideration to pay the election board monthly. Let's see, I guess I'll just read them off individual. Breathitt County Clerk, $200. Jamie Holbrook, $200. Jamie Abowski, $200. John Holland, $100. And John Richard Smith, $100.
Like $100 per meeting,
Yeah, that for monthly bid, they've already had one, and they turned their tickets in, receipts in, maybe it was just yesterday, but that's an add-on, but also we got a few more to add on. We just gonna do an additional vendor claim list. We got that separate on? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that separate. That's a total of $800. So do we have a motion to go ahead and pay that? So have a second.
Second.
Ellis? You second that, Ellis?
Yeah.
Okay. Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Roger Herb? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Ellis Changer? Okay, O was additional vendors claim list. Look like it's Kentucky uniform for Joel, I think that was for Joel's office. $366.29. Curry County Transfer Station, $13.20. Curry County Transfer Station, $37.60. This other one is with signs, not nothing to do with the $5,800 bill, but it was the signs and other things related for 911 for $3508.49. As far as I can't read the next thing, UNLSON, Equinity. Maybe short, maybe give you a, can't read it. What is it?
That's Wilson Equipment.
Oh, this looks good. You can read anybody that read loan.
I think that's
Know what it was. Wilson Equipment, $295.89. Rental Pro, $157.60. And Xerox, $86.65. And that says a total of $52.65. We need to take $800 off of that because we already.
How much was the first?
The first one was $366.29. That's Kentucky uniforms.
So it'll be a total, we owe $44.69.
$4,465.72. So do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
And to myself on Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell, Ray Moore,
Aye.
Ellis Changer. Okay, this is something other, maybe I got it rolled up wrong. Last court meeting, we had made a motion to transfer, the exact amount was it 227,000? But, after going over everything, we don't need to do this, we haven't done that, and we've actually got approval of an excavator and a backhoe that, we'll have to end up, probably using that money, and then we still got quite a few FEMA projects that we probably have to use that money to pay for FEMA and then get reimbursed.
My biggest concern is that $500,000 blacktop. We've never received a payment for that, have we? But we gotta pay it.
Written in here, but we need to pay it and then get reimbursed.
Right, so I gotta pay it now. I didn't move it because I
Right.
realized we hadn't got that money in,
Yeah,
and there's $900,000, right?
I think it's
But-
a little million, but it's right at it.
It's what's matters on that, but,
But just,
after $500,000 for blacktop, we gotta pay up front. We'll get it back, but I gotta pay it
How about
back.
flex?
So if I did
Yeah,
that, plus
flex-
the 220
flex-
transfer, plus just the payrolls, I'm gonna look at maybe $100,000, which means if anything happens to us whatsoever, we can be able to afford it.
I was gonna ask Bridget, how long does it usually take to get reimbursed, or do you know, we ain't never been reimbursed. I mean, since I've been here, this is the first, flex money that we've even spent.
So, yeah, right now, we got the approval in, I'm no way I can do it and put us in scrap, so.
I know, but I wanted to make a comment too. I know just yesterday you deposited $96,994.04
Yeah.
into occupational, and today, I got it from Bridget, and I don't see where I wrote it down. 800, here it is, $81,266.87.
More.
That's for today, so that's $178,260. So you're saying we need to leave
Leave
that
it in.
motion in effect to where we can go ahead and pay for the.
When we need to, yeah, we haven't proved that I can move it when I need to, but right now, I can't do it. It'll put it.
And maybe that'll come before we can go ahead and do that and get the bill for the excavator.
Right, then we can move it.
Then we-
Later on. We just have to do it before June 30th of next year.
All we're really doing, and I don't see why, I don't know, we can't go ahead and pay that flex fund out of road fund to start with?
That's what we're doing. That's what I'm saying. Is right now, there's 900,000 around, and I need to pay 500,000 now.
Okay.
If I would transfer another 220 some out of that,
Now I got
I
you.
would complete
Then
the
I
road.
heard it, yeah. That was the reason that I didn't wanna bother the road
Yeah,
fund, but
that's-
we haven't done that, but I just wanted to
same
let
way.
everybody know that general is doing good, but, and maybe we'll pay that, get it back the next month. I don't know. Bridget will know, but, she's not here.
Yeah, right now, I'm just letting it sit because I'm sitting.
Okay, so we don't really need to vote on that. When the bill comes available, when the bill comes for the flex money, we go ahead and pay it out of the road department, reaching $220-some thousand out of the road department into general. Because, then that would put us down to not enough to even pay bills. We got.
We could, but if we had anything happen whatsoever, we wouldn't be able to afford it.
Right. Okay, so we don't need to vote on that. Purchase of the pole driver, it's a little Honda outfit, she actually sent me a thing, and I did tell her that I was checking, the state has, that's what they actually use. I don't know if y'all paying any attention, and I'm sure you are when you're going out in the county, or we got a lot of signs that people just love to, I don't know what they do with those things, but they love to take the signs down.
They take the sign, leave it in the post now.
Yeah, and now they pull the pole over, bend the pole over where they can get to it, or back up to the truck, but,
Quick, you put a new one up, you ain't careful, they go right back and take it down too.
one thing, if we do buy this thing, it needs to be put up and locked up with the chainsaw, because this is a, have you got the exact amount on it?
She sent me
I can look it up here too.
1,500 something like $15.99, something like that.
I thought it was a little bit cheaper, was that the list on it, that we got a discount? Okay, see, it's on there. PO number for your policy, look at for policies.
I'm like you, Judge, they better lock it up to get it.
Oh, yeah, whoever does it, I mean, it just have to be, I have seen those, I've never used one, but I have used that old big, metal one, it takes 2 men to operate a battery, or a good man anyway. And I'm not finding it, but it was, I think it was in the neighborhood of $1,500 some dollars. Do y'all, so does anyone make a motion to go ahead and buy the gasoline powered pole driver?
Motion.
It's a Honda.
It's a Honda,
Motion.
or the one that she sent me, so Ray Moore made the motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Roy Darrell. Ray Moore.
Aye.
Al Changer.
Yeah.
And Donnie Bush. Next, motion to adjourn the meeting.
That should be barred.
Motion. Motion.
Jeff,
I'm
can I
sorry.
ask you questions?
Yeah.
Okay, had some people call the office about Bryant's Creek, saying that, and the kids couldn't get out to school because of the road, and they were wanting to know about getting the road fixed, or having the swinging bridge repaired.
Yeah, swinging bridges are illegal, and we have went up there and fixed a bus turnaround, and there were 2 places that somebody actually dozed over the road, but that's all good, I mean, it's really worked on, all the road he worked on, but the swinging bridges, I actually even talked to, one of the school board members, last night or this morning, but they're completely illegal according to the.
The other one, I want to ask you.
they work on it,
And I hate that, I don't know if the county build them, and I think it's something that'll happen, somebody sure, I think it'll probably end up falling back on the county, but, it's something we wish we could, and we always have this.
I love if you build them, it's liable.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Either the
We're
guy
not,
breed or
we're
whatever.
not, Brandon.
I want to ask about Elkview also, the property around the campground up there, I guess with cabins and stuff like that. Has there been any movement on the county's part to purchase that property, or?
We have been out, I talked to Jennifer just, last week, I think it was, it might have been yesterday, no, it was last week. I don't know if everybody in here knows it, but about every bit of property around us has been purchased already, except for, the Frank James property, I call it, or Hal.
James Springs.
Yeah, that's still up, I actually got a thing from Jennifer last week on what the going price is for the property. I guess it's something that we need to look down, because I think the next phase, if we don't end up with some property big enough to put expo center in, it'll be put on hold. And I think that's like the fifth spin now, but I think we're just on the 3rd right now.
So most of that property already sold up there?
Somebody from Illinois come in and bought all the Turner, I ain't gonna say they bought all the Turner Foundation, but I think they bought all the Turner Foundation. And I was thinking, you know the guy that came in here? You know the guy, Tim Davis, that came in here and kept talking about hydrosonic?
Right.
I think he was probably a front man for this guy buying all this property, because
No, they're not going
you don't think it had anything to do with it? Okay. They just both have to be from Illinois, and I guess from the same area.
Todd's gonna build a place. I won't get it.
Okay.
There's other property available up there if you needed to purchase.
One property, and I don't know how many acres it is, Jeff probably told you, how many acres they own right there on the
It's a
other
bunch,
side?
I don't know exactly how many, quite a bit.
And it's on the right hand side of the road, that's when we talked about putting the expo center. we don't have that problem, but we don't have money for the cabin, but either.
Thanks.
All right, Ray made the motion to adjourn the meeting, we have a second.
Second.
Ray Moore,
Aye.
Bill Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Darrell. Okay, we appreciate everybody coming. At this time, Holly's gonna hang around. We won't be able to do any business because, we're out of meeting, but we can discuss and try to come up with plans that we
Do
need.
you want me to go?